Dayscare is a very well animated Rugrats episode. This is the first of three segments in the sixth episode of the seventh season, and it actually amused me because it started off with Kira telling Didi that she feels like she and Chaz maybe take advantage of her a little bit by leaving Chuckie and Kimi there, and it amused me a lot because it is very true. A lot of the babies are often at Tommy's house, although in more recent seasons we also see quite a lot of them at Chuckie's house as well. But it kind of made me smile. And she says that actually they're going to be putting Chuckie and Kimi into a daycare. And they overhear this as Dayscare, and Chuckie becomes really worried about what it's going to be like. There is a mention to a previous Rugrats episode where Tommy mentions that he went to a Dayscare once, but broke out before anything happened. That might have even been season one. It was certainly a very, very long time ago. But the majority of this episode takes place in the daycare, and it is gorgeously animated. There's such a great attention to detail. There are so many bright colours everywhere. It's a really gorgeous design and actually looks quite appealing, but Chuckie is still scared. This episode would play out quite differently if Kimi wasn't in it. Not for the most part, because actually Chuckie's on his own quite a lot. Kimi is around about, but a lot of it is Chuckie being afraid. One of my favourite bits was the parachute game. I loved playing with the parachute, especially when you have to do the bit where, as happened in this episode, you fling it in the air and then you have to run to the opposite side and try and not get caught before the parachute lands down. Things don't exactly go to plan for Chuckie there, and I thought it was very well animated and very well done. But my favourite scene in the entire thing, and I won't go into too much detail about it as I don't want to spoil it completely, but it's the scene in the ball pit. Chuckie is there with two other children, Herbert and Robert, and I really loved that. I just thought it was a beautiful exchange between those three characters, and I think it was a really nice way for Chuckie to feel like he had some kindred spirits. And even without Kimi, up until this point, everything would have panned out the same way. But what happens in the last few minutes really depended on Kimi being there, because they need to go into the scream room. And honestly, I had no idea what they were talking about, and I was really curious. What on earth could the scream room be? And I won't say what it is, but it's quite clever. And the last few minutes wouldn't have worked without Kimi. It wouldn't have played out in the same way at all. So the entire episode basically could have existed without her. But yeah, definitely those last few minutes really showed just what positivity and how much support and love Kimi brings to Chuckie, which I thought was really lovely and really sweet. Definitely a really fun episode, beautifully, beautifully animated, with a really lovely narrative and a very funny start from Kira, which I rather liked. Definitely a really quality episode.